First, I just want to say thank you for purchasing from Medicines by Lily, and thank you so much for being patient with me. It does take me a few days to get my readings out these days. I know I had it scheduled for yesterday, but I got an emergency call in from work. We had somebody call in, and so they were understaffed, and my manager really thinks very highly of me, so I kind of want to keep that. But, and it was a very long day. I literally came home and just went right to sleep. I'm so sorry I didn't say anything, but I had to be up really early again this morning to go back. So, but I'm home now and I'm doing it, and I want to say thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for choosing the spread too. I honestly do think that this is the best spread that you could have picked for your current situation. Let me go ahead and show you what I have picked out for you. Over here I have my Buddha tea light candle holder. I like having him on the table just as kind of a source of peace and tranquility and just calm, so I always have him up here, and over here my white tea light candle to represent spirit, not just yours, but all of spirit, God, goddess, great mystery, whatever you want to call that by. This is my selenite tower, which I use to bring in all kinds of good energies. Right here is a rainbow petrified wood, which I like to use for patience. The stone is just absolutely gorgeous. Right here I have a black tourmaline to deflect negativity. And this is gold tiger's eye for courage and strength and all that good stuff. Right here, I actually felt very drawn to add this to the reading today because I know that you work very closely with angels. So I kind of wanted to pull them in. This is an angelite crystal, which, as per its name, is very good for connecting to the angelic realm and receiving guidance, healing, and just that angelic kind of energy. Right here is my amethyst for psychism and clairvoyance. This is always on my table. Right here I have a turquoise, which to me represents the divine. It's more of a masculine stone, so a lot of people associate it with the divine masculine, but I just like to associate it with the divine, regardless of feminine or masculine. Next to that I have aquamarine, which is really good for working with the throat chakra and just communication on all levels. And I felt like with your particular situation, you really needed that kind of energy just brought to the table, to this reading for you. Because I know from experience how it feels to be separated from your life partner. As I'm sure you know. So, but we won't get into that just yet. Next to that, I have a beautiful peacock ore. A lot of people like to use this one for psychism, clairvoyance, divination, but I like to use it for overcoming obstacles, to kind of break through. It's that breakthrough energy. The first time that I held this crystal, that's what it told me, so that's what I use it for. Over here I have a beautiful fluorite. It's got a beautiful green and purple combination there. This just kind of balances energies within people, within situations. So I just felt like you really needed that today too. For here I have a clear quartz that I got from a very, very dear friend of mine, which is for clarity. And right here, this is a very special crystal to me. This is morganite. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to work with it, but its energy is very similar to rose quartz, but it is much calmer. So the reason I prefer to use morganite is because it works at your pace. Where rose quartz can kind of blast your heart chakra open and confuse you and overwhelm you, morganite works at your pace. So wherever you need healing, it will heal it. You know, it will help you heal, but it will do so in a fashion that is good for you rather than good for the stone. Okay? And I just felt like you really kind of needed that today too. Over here in my abalone shell, I have a cone of gardenia incense burning. And I like to use gardenia for peace, calmness, tranquility, just that wind down, you know, recenter kind of energy. Just kind of take a deep breath and, you know, recenter yourself, more or less. So, in the cards that I picked out for you today, they literally jumped off of the shelf at me because I have all of my cards up on a shelf, and so I scan them when I go to pick a deck for a client, and they literally jumped off the shelf at me. So this is the Voice of the Trees Oracle. I can't remember who it's by, but it's a pretty small deck, but it is very powerful. It's based on the Celtic, I know I'm going to pronounce this, the Ogham, the tree alphabet. So, I just wanted to I picked this one for you today because it jumped off the shelf at me. So, they're obviously very anxious to talk to you. So, with your questions in mind, I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling, just thinking about what kind of energies you need, what kind of advice you need right now, the situation that you're in, calling in your guides and your guardians to kind of help us out here and see what we can find out today for you. By the way, I saw that your birthday just passed like a couple weeks ago. Wanted to say happy belated birthday. I hope it was a good day for you. Hope you took the day off and had some cake, spent some time with friends. Okay, now we're ready. Alrighty, so the first card in this spread is the steps of the dance, or the pattern of your situation. And we have Blackthorn, which is adversity and sacrifice. I think that this pretty accurately describes the situation that you are in. Anytime that you have to kind of commute between two places to be with your partner, to be with the person that you love, it's very, very trying. I know because I myself have been there, and we've talked about that. So I know exactly how it feels, and it puts a strain on the relationship, but it also puts a strain on the individual. I don't know how you have, I don't know what kind of emotions have been coming up for you, but I know that when I was doing it, I always felt like I was not enough for that person. And it created a conflict inside of me that I could not overcome without the help of this deity or this deity, or, you know, and I don't want you to feel that way. And I don't think that the cards want you to feel that way. I don't think your guides want you to feel that way. But I'm not sure if you do or not. So, just I think right now would be a good time to kind of focus on you within that relationship. Your particular role within your current relationship. I know that you've been also having some issues with your ex, and you brought up that you feel like you have two soulmates. And I've actually done a lot of readings for people where they feel that way, and the message that I always get from Spirit is that we do in fact have more than one quote-unquote soulmate in each lifetime. However, the soulmate that we are meant to be with in that lifetime may not be the first soulmate that we meet. I have read for a couple of people that their ex was actually supposed to be their closest friend in this lifetime, rather than their romantic partner. And it showed in the cards that a lifetime after this one would be the time that they get to be with that person. And so I wanted you to be aware of that. Maybe explore that. Go over it with your guides and see what they have to say. Also talk to your higher self, your higher intuition, and see what you can discover from there. So let me put that right over here. So the next card that we have is the misstep, or where you faltered in your particular situation. And we have beach, experience, and opportunity. I have a feeling that me and you are very much alike. I have a feeling with this card that you haven't had a lot of relationships in your lifetime. Romantic relationships, I mean. Like maybe only one or two prior to the one that you're currently in. And so the inexperience that you have in that kind of relationship is also putting a strain on your current relationship. And when we have that feeling of inadequacy because of one thing, it flows over into other areas of our lives. I know when I first started feeling that way, the relationship that I was in, I had to quit reading for a while because I didn't feel like I could do it. Even though every reading I've had, people have, they've responded and said that it was what they needed to hear. And I don't want you to have to go through that. And I don't think your guides want you to have to go through that. Your partner probably doesn't want you to have to go through that either. So, like I said with this one, it probably would be a good idea to focus on your role within the relationship that you're in and kind of find your place. Find where your energy needs to be applied within that relationship. If it's communication, or if it's, the physical visits, or if it's admitting that you need more support than you're asking for. I know that a lot of times is a big problem in a relationship, is that there's not a balance of give and take. And usually it's because one person, the one that's giving too much and not taking enough, is not saying anything about it. They're not saying, I need more support than I'm getting, and I know you'd be willing to do it, but I need to speak up, so I'm doing it. I'm saying that I need it, right? I need the help. And so that may be something that you need to consider. Just kind of sit down and talk to him and talk this out. Maybe you are taking too much and not giving enough. We are our higher selves. We know what the problem is. It's just getting that thought, what's the word I'm looking for? Translated to the conscious mind. Okay? That's the whole problem right there, is getting the higher self, the language that the higher self uses, translated for the conscious mind. Okay? So it's probably something that you need to work on, like a lot of people. Okay? And so that's where you faltered, is you took that inexperience into this new opportunity, and you're letting it kind of drag you down. Okay? So put that down. And card number 3 is the smile, where you went right. We have Ash, transformation and action. I think the relationship that you're in has been very good for you personally. It's boosted your self-confidence and kind of your morale. The relationships that you have beyond that one, your familial, I have problems with that word, I'm sorry. Your familial relationships, your coworker relationships, your friendships, just the other relationships that you have in your life can and will be affected by your romantic relationship, because the romantic relationship is what so many people define themselves from. If you don't feel like you are excelling at that one relationship, you probably are going to feel like you are not excelling in your other relationships. And what this card is saying is that the way that you handle your romantic relationship, and the fact that he has boosted your self-confidence, that he has boosted your energy, your morale, has also affected your other relationships. It's like a web, okay? And you're at the very center. What you see and feel and experience is exactly what is going to manifest around you, as I'm sure that you know. And so, right here, inexperience is what has caused a lot of the problems. But right here is where you went right. You have the ability to take those lessons and actually apply them, like the moment that they happen, which I think is incredible. So I just want to apologize right now if I seem like I'm rambling a little bit. I I don't mean to do that. It just that's how it happens. That's how it flows for me. So again, I want to say thank you for being patient with me for that. So let's go ahead and get to card number 4 for you. And I'll go ahead and move this over a little bit. Card number 4 is why you dance, why you are here. Hazel, inspiration and wisdom. This is your life purpose. In this reading, this is your life purpose. To provide that wisdom for other people, to inspire other people, and to be inspired by other people. I cannot even express how this card makes me feel. I don't have the words to express how this card makes me feel. But I want you to feel it. This card is saying that your life purpose is to be that healer, more or less. Not necessarily through magic or through prayer or through, using your own energy. You heal with words and with your cards and just your general energy, having, people being around you. Your energy is good for them. It's a very healing energy. And I'm trying really hard not to cry right now. The feeling that I get with this card, I can't even. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. card number 5 is how to connect to your inner dancer or your inner child. And we have vine, completion, and harvest. So the whole point of this deck is just kind of to, or the whole point of this spread is to just kind of jump back onto your path where you feel that you have accidentally stepped off or stumbled or tripped, and your inner child energy or archetype really needs to feel like the cycles that you go through are being completed. Okay? And the fact that you're dreaming about your ex and seeing him all the time, if he is not the one that you're supposed to be with in this lifetime, and your higher self knows that, but your conscious mind and your heart don't know that just yet, then that cycle is not being completed. Okay? And I know that it can, I know from personal experience that it can really mess you up, because I've had a lot of my previous partners from other lifetimes decide to visit me, and it has wreaked havoc on my life for about 3 years, them just popping up out of the blue. And so you have to find closure for that situation, because you need that cycle in your life, that chapter in your life to come to a close. Because when your heart is split between two people, you cannot give all of your energy to the one that you are with. Not until you find that closure for yourself. And I can't tell you how to do that, because the method that I used may not be the one that you use. I would suggest, asking your guides and your higher self what would be the best way for you. Okay? The way that I did it was working with the Morrigan. Okay? And she taught me how to cut the ties that bind. But like I said, the way that I did it may not be the way that you do it. Okay? So I want you to take the time, journal it out. A lot of times we get inspired merely by sitting and writing without really thinking about it, just jotting down whatever comes into our heads. So I want you to try to do that. And I definitely want you to keep me updated after this reading and let me know how everything goes. Okay? So let me go ahead and look at card number 6, which is how to get back in the dance. Or how to get back on your path. We have Alder, Oracle, and Teacher. And what did I just say? The image on this card, he's in meditation. He's speaking to his higher self. And so, like I said with the Hazel card earlier, you have that wisdom and that energy to inspire people and to heal them. And you also have the ability, whether you know it or not, to use that, to use your ability to heal on yourself. And the best way to do it, the easiest way, is to speak to your higher self. To go into that place inside of you where you can actually hear your spirit. You can hear your intuition quite clearly, okay? And if you have to use your cards, I do it all the time. When I'm confused, I grab a deck and I just pull one card and I meditate on that. And it usually helps me a lot. Pretty much only when I'm the most confused is when I go to another reader. Okay? And so I know based on my experience with that you are at that point right now of being so confused that you probably are having trouble reading for yourself, which is totally understandable. Okay? But you have the abilities that okay. Thinking about this card, I closed my eyes for a second and I was shown the Magician card from traditional tarot, which is usually the message that you have all of the talents and the skills that you need in order to do something that you are trying to do. Complete a project, close a chapter in your life, start a new chapter in your life, heal, whatever it is. And I have a feeling you're trying to do every single one of those things at the same time, which is a test from Spirit. But Spirit would not give us tests like that. He or she, it would not have given you this challenge if Spirit did not think that you could do it. Or rather, if Spirit did not know that you could do it. The problem is getting you to know that you can do it. And that there is a way to find balance within your relationship. But it's got to come from within first. And I know that feeling all of these different emotions just kind of rolled up and just, taking over more or less, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. I know because I myself have been there. But there are ways to do it. And every single person does it differently. It's just putting in the effort to find that method and then executing it, putting it into action. And I really do think that you can. And I know that there's going to be closure. So let me go ahead and look at card number 7. Our last card in this reading. We have advice from the Maiden. It is Woodbine. Clarity and focus. Yeah. Exactly what I have been saying through the whole reading. That need to speak to your higher self and get that closure for yourself so that you can move on and put all of your heart energy into the relationship that you are in. Because it's not impossible to have a long distance relationship. It's just very difficult. And a lot of people, they don't have the willpower or they don't want to put in the energy, and that's why they break up. But I'm pretty sure that you are willing to put in the energy and the effort to stay with this guy until you guys can actually physically live together, and I really do wish you guys the best. Just because my relationship didn't work out doesn't mean that I don't want yours to. But it's going to be difficult. And I'm praying to Spirit to help you with this. I'm praying that Spirit sends your guides to help you with this. And that you are able to really connect to your higher self and, get things squared away. Get things figured out. Get everything reorganized, and what needs to be recycled gets recycled. What needs to be thrown out gets thrown out, more or less. So let me kind of go ahead and just kind of look over this reading. I know, I can't remember which card it was that was talking to me a little bit ago, But there was one that was talking to me and wanting me to expand on the message, and I can't remember which one it was because it's not talking now. Okay. Oh, goodness. Alrighty. So, I'll go ahead and pull a blessing card for you. What a blessing would be from this reading, from your guides, from our tree ancestors, from spirit, something that will really talk to your higher self and kind of help you get things figured out here. Because we know that you need to find closure with your ex, and that you need to kind of figure out where your energies are going in the relationship that you are in. If you're taking too much and not giving enough, or if you're giving too much and not taking enough. So let's see. Alrighty, this one wants to come up. And we have broom or reed, cleansing and vitality. Which again, this is exactly what I have been saying, is just kind of, it's getting that closure for you, cleansing your heart, cleansing your mental space of that person and of the energy that he makes you feel. And in doing so, your energy will actually increase, your vitality will increase, your morale will increase, your self-confidence will increase, your self-awareness will increase. And it just, it is what it is. We have to really work at something these days in order to make it work. And I don't like it any better than the next person, but so I am wishing you well, and please keep me updated. I would like to know if everything's going okay. If you have any further questions, please let me know. I don't mind pulling another card for clarity or anything like that. So if you need me to, just let me know. Thank you so much for purchasing, and I really do appreciate you being patient with me, so thank you so much for that. And I really hope this helps, and I hope to hear from you soon.